Hello again, world travellers. Our recent conversation about Isaan music and Isaan food has triggered off another memory with me that is kind of relevant. It was a couple of years ago. I was in Noy's hometown. I think it was the same trip as the beef incident. Now, I was looking around the local food market, and I was with Noy and a couple of other people, and I really fancied a barbecue that evening. And I'm particularly fond of pork belly barbecued. I like marinating it and barbecuing it. It's just nice. You know, my mum used to do pork belly actually when I was a kid, but she cooked hers in the oven. But I like it barbecued. And they had some quite reasonable pork belly on sale there, and I'd found some barbecue sauce, so I was all set to go. I just made the mistake of telling Noy what I was going to do. "Oh, no, you don't want to buy that," she said. The pork man is coming to the village tonight, and he only does pork, and he does it really, really well. Does this sound familiar at all? He he's been doing pork for longer than you've been a systems engineer. Well, once again, that doesn't say much, does it? Anyway, foolish me, I should have stuck to my guns, but I did not, and so I let it go. And sure enough, at about 5 o'clock, the pork man came and set up his stall just outside her house, and I went over there with them to look at what pork belly and other stuff he had on sale, and all I could see was this kind of slimy mess. But they assured me it was pork belly, so they bought some and took it back, and of course there wasn't time to marinate it properly, and so they lit the barbecue and put this stuff on, and it never seemed to cook. You know, it didn't really matter how long it was on the barbecue, but eventually I had to kind of tap out and say, look, it must be done by now. So they took it off, put it on a plate for me, and there was a kind of a crispy outer surface, but when I cut into it, it was just all this slimy fat with not the slightest hint of any meat whatsoever. Again, this is Isaan food. It's, if you go, I'll say this to my friend Greer, if you go to an Isaan restaurant in Bangkok, the chances are it's going to be all right. You know, some of the dishes are going to be a bit weird and wonderful to you, like duck's beaks. That's a good one. And you know, I've always talked about the ant larvae and things like that, but you know, most of it will be quite edible, but pretty spicy. But the problem is when you go to small town Isaan, you know, the basic ingredients, they're just horrible. You know, if you get a chicken from the village and they kill it and put it on the barbecue, you know, it's like a 10-year-old rooster, and it's just like iron. The fish that they eat looks as though it's been trawled up from the abyss, like one of those kind of frightening anglerfish, you know, with the light on its head, you know, a huge gaping mouth and hardly any body, and sort of like that. Cooked up to look like that. again, tough as iron. Just the basic quality of the food that they cook with is appalling, and it may explain why they only really ever eat papaya salad every meal. What we're having today? Oh, papaya salad. Oh, that's good. I haven't had that since last meal, but it's my favourite. I love papaya salad, and that's Isaan food for you. Oh well, that's that. Another rant over. Bye bye. And in case you haven't had enough, I leave you with another Isaan delicacy, barbecued rat. Bye bye.